And hello, we are back for our live open Q&A call. And these Q&A calls have been scheduled, and we're going to schedule them more regularly as we move forward. And we are here now for this week's open Q&A call. So I have a couple questions that were submitted in advance. But if you have a question that you would love to have me address right now, you just type it in and I will do my absolute very best to address all questions that are submitted right now. We did have two questions that were submitted in advance, one from Vladimir, another one from Colin, who are regular attendees for these open Q&A calls. I'm grateful that you're all showing up here. It's always great to see you guys here. So welcome back. So the first question that I'm going to address is a question that Colin had submitted. And Colin is not here just yet, but I suspect maybe he'll be joining us in just a little bit. And if not, he'll obviously watch the replay. And you may or may not have a question for this session, the time that we're going to be here together. We'll be here together for about 30 minutes. I'll go a little longer if necessary. But if you don't have a question, just stay tuned, because the questions that have been submitted on these open Q&A calls have been amazing. And hey, Rosie, good to see you here. And I just want you to know that we are delighted, really delighted to serve you guys and to be here to answer any questions. Any questions on transformation, any question? Yes, I am. So Celine, the answer to your question that I just saw on WhatsApp or whatever it's called is yes. Hey, Trace is on the line. Trace, are you on the airplane yet? I know he's flying to LA. I'm going to be meeting him there. I'm flying to Los Angeles a little bit later today. We're going to the Paradigm Shift event. I'll be speaking there. And so it's good to see you guys here. All right, the first question that I'm going to address is a question by Colin Barker. And so Colin is asking the following question. He said, thank you so much for doing these live events and answering our questions. You're very welcome. It absolutely is my pleasure. I'd like to ask you about goals. Do you focus on one goal at a time, or do you pick from your Power Life Script vision, and that is what you write on your goal card? Thank you again for your generosity and for making a huge difference in my life. I'm very grateful, and I'm very grateful to you. It's such an opportunity, a wonderful opportunity for me to serve you. So the answer to that question is, I have one particular goal that's on my goal card, and that is a goal that is part of my Power Life Script. And so when we think about our Power Life Script, and by the way, we just released a brand new book. We're going to put the link in here so you guys can see it as well. And so we just released a brand new book. It's called Power Life Script. It's a quick start guide. And I'm just going to type in the URL right here on Facebook so that everybody has it. And then for those of you that are on, those of you that are on Instagram, I'm going to say what the URL is, okay? So you can write this down if you like, or I can put it actually in the chat box here, http:// although I'm pretty sure someone's going to do that for me. But anyways, so it is, yeah, better not, shoot. All right, there we go, I'll let it go. All right, it's all good. Connection is bad, I can't see anything on a plane, but I can send my love, says Trace. All right, Trace, thank you so much. I really appreciate you, and it's so good to see you here. Okay, great, guys. All right, so I do encourage you, they can go to the link in your bio too. Oh, thanks, Celine, I appreciate that. So I really appreciate you guys. I absolutely recommend that you go and download that book right now. Absolutely do it. You do not want to miss it. I'm pretty sure many people have. Okay, Rosie is asking the question, can you focus on one goal, or pardon me, more than one goal at a time? Absolutely. I'm focused on multiple goals at any one time, and they're all in my Power Life Script. Hey, Agnes McBagpipe is here. Hey, Agnes, good to see you. And so, yeah, you could focus on as many goals as you want. So I have one particular goal card that I carry with me. It's in my iPhone case. And then I have my Power Life Script, which includes all my goals. And so I'm literally focusing on all of them at any one time. So yes is the answer to that question. Okay, let's go. Oh, thanks, Celine. I appreciate you putting that comment about the new ebook that we just released. Hey, Colin, I see that you're here. I just answered your question. I was actually in the process of answering your question. And all right, there's a question here on Instagram that says, I don't know what link in bio is. It's a link for a brand new book, an ebook that we just released. We're giving it away. It's called the Power Life Script Quick Start Guide. So you can go there and download it right now. All right, that's the one that we are referring to. So Colin was asking the question about, what's on my goal card. So I do have a goal on my goal card. That is my primary goal, the goal that I focus on. But obviously my Power Life Script, I have multiple goals on there as well. So I'm focusing on one particular goal as my C goal, but I do focus on all the goals at the same time. And actually the next question that was submitted from Vladimir is a similar type of question. So I'm going to address Vladimir's question right now, because some of you may have this question as well. So here's what Vladimir's question is. This one's a little bit long, so just bear with me while I read it. 2 Q&A calls ago, you mentioned in regard to setting a goal or Power Life Script to write the big one. For example, if I want to earn $1 million in a month, but I first set a short-term goal to earn $30,000 in a month, then midterm goal of $100K in a month, then eventually $1 million in a month, that's going about it in the wrong way. Should I write the goal on my goal card and the Power Life Script at $30K a month or the $1 million in a month? Okay, the answer to that question is, what would you love? What would you love? Now I'm going to explain the process of really growing into your goal as well in a minute, but I'm going to continue reading your question. I'm going to come back to that in a second. So he says here, he goes on to say, should I write on my goal card? Okay, right. So I'm currently working selling solar energy panels door to door. Some people around me are earning $30K a month or more. The work itself isn't terrible, but I have a deep calling to share and teach the powerful information on spiritual awakening, enlightenment, personal development, manifesting our dream life, and empowerment. I feel I am very good at articulating big ideas and concepts into understandable language. I'm an effective communicator and I love public speaking. Is it my paradigm that says I should have my own transformation in self-image and income before I can teach others and do what I would really love to do? Or should I really 10 times my income through the solar industry and also achieve more self-acceptance before switching to transforming and empowering other people's lives? Part 2 of this question, how do I know if what I want is coming from ego or actual self? Instead of asking, what do you want from life? Is it more appropriate and fulfilling to ask, what does life want from me? How do I make sure ego doesn't slip in and take over when I am pursuing my goals and dreams? How do I make sure that my goals and stay in harmony with the divine purpose of the universe and the highest good of the whole? All right, all great questions, Vladimir. And you see, you get to decide what any of these goals mean to you. I would suggest, though, and this is for everybody that's watching, be very clear on what your purpose is. What is it that you're here for? What do you believe that you're here for? What's your purpose? You see, I discovered my purpose a number of years ago, and as a result, all decisions, all goals are coming from that purpose. I believe I'm here to make a positive contribution to the lives of millions, and I'm doing that through my 15 books, through my programs, through speaking engagements. I'm flying to LA in a couple hours, going down there to speak as well. And so every decision that I make and all the goals that I make are really all in alignment. There's nothing that's non-congruent with all of that. So you want to make sure that your goals are like that. As far as earning $1 million a month or setting the goal to earn $1 million a month, and as everyone knows, or you may or may not know, we have a book available as well, another downloadable book. It's called $1 Million in a Month, interestingly enough. And if you go to $1millioninAmonth.com, I'm just typing the URL in there for you, you'll be able to see that ebook and download that ebook. But really what happens is if anyone starts thinking about, yes, they'd love to have more money, but immediately on the heels of that thought, that want, they start thinking, well, I don't know how I'm ever going to achieve it. I have no idea. I don't have the education. I don't have the means. I don't have the experience. Those are all paradigms. Those are beliefs that are non-supportive. Those beliefs will not hurt you or help you, pardon me. But if you have a desire to earn $1 million a month and you haven't currently been earning $1 million a month or anywhere close to that, could you do it? Absolutely, you can do it. Why do I know that? Because I've done that myself, because I've taken my income and catapulted it. And I've taught other people how to do the same. So it's possible. But even if you just play with the idea, what do I mean by play with the idea? Entertain the idea for a moment, just for a moment, just entertain the idea. You are earning $1 million in a month. Just everyone that's on this call right now. And I don't know if there's anyone on this call who's actually doing it. Maybe there is. I suspect not. There's very few that actually do. So let's say right now you are earning $1 million a month. I want you to really connect with that idea. What does that feel like? Now type in your answer. What does that feel like? Just play the game. Just assume all we're doing here is we're tapping into imagination. We're tapping into imagination. You're playing with an idea. What does it feel like now that you're earning $1 million in a month? All right, what does it feel like? So you're probably going to come up with answers like, it feels great, or I feel relieved, or I'm very happy, or I'm grateful, or I appreciate it, or I'm relaxed, or I'm so calm. Like whatever the answer is, what you just did is you got into what's called vibrational alignment. You became aligned with that as a possible outcome. And as you become aligned with that as a possible outcome, what happens in that experience is you are then vibrating. You're attracting that into your life. You do not have to know how. The biggest thing, the biggest challenge that a lot of people have is they think, oh yeah, that sounds great and I would love to have that. But they immediately start to think of, how am I going to do that? I would say the greatest lesson I have ever, bar none, bar any other lesson that I've learned from Bob Proctor is the following. If you decide you want something, you do not have to know how you're going to get it. You do not have to know how you're going to get it. Just decide you want it and then stretch yourself. So when I first wrote out a goal back in the 90s that I would be, or I am, not would be, because if you say it would be, it means it's always something in front of you. So I wrote out the goal that I am a happy and a healthy multimillionaire. That felt very foreign to me. I had done well in my career and I was earning, hundreds of thousands of dollars, but I never really reached that pinnacle point as I interpret it to be of earning millions of dollars. But then I thought, well, I would love that. And so I'm going to follow the laws of the universe. I'm going to get in harmony with what I desire, which is really how the Power Life script came to be. And I'm going to see and believe and know that that is who I am. And get to a point where it will feel natural. Because that's what Neville Goddard says. He says, the reason why people do not achieve their goals is because they don't feel it naturally. You have to feel it naturally. There's no question whatsoever. You just know, and you know it's done. But how do you get to that state of knowing and knowing that it's done? Well, you have to put space-time repetition of an idea that's going to be supportive and in alignment with that outcome that you desire over and over again until it becomes a part of your knowing. You've heard this expression before. Here's the expression. If you hear something over and over again, you will start to believe it, right? It's the same premise. It's exactly the same idea. You hear something over and over and over again. That's why children, if they're told when they're young, oh my goodness, you're so smart, you're so creative, you're so incredible, you're going to do amazing things in this world. And they're told over and over again from their parents, grandparents, from their whoever teachers, what happens? They believe it. They believe it. It's just like, they just expect to have A's, or they just expect to have great results. But then when something happens in their life that's not in alignment or not the same as what they believe to be, so let's say it's a student and all of a sudden they get a B, but they're like, what the heck? I got a B? That's not who I am. I'm an A. So they immediately get themselves back on track and they're back generating their A's again. However, what happens is when people get to a point where they decide they want to earn more money, we're talking about money here, they want to earn more money, and then they start to earn more money. If they don't believe that's who they are, if they don't believe they're worthy of that, they will do things to sabotage those results. That's why so many people who win the lottery end up blowing their money in a relatively short period of time because they don't have the identity associated with being that multi-millionaire. They think that they're no good with money. They can't handle money. Money goes slipping right through their hands. And what happens? They end up winning millions of dollars. And then within a very short period of time, poof, where'd the money go? Well, they didn't believe that they were worthy of it, or they didn't believe that that's who they are. They didn't believe that they deserved it, and all away it went. It's the same ideas that we're talking about here. If you decide that you would love to earn $1 million a month, and that's really what Vladimir's question was, if you decide that's who you are and you really believe it, even if right now that seems completely and utterly ridiculous, it may seem foreign, like what the heck? Who do you think you are? I absolutely know with certainty that it works. Why? Because the laws of the universe work 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. They don't shut down, and they work for everyone. Now, I got to tell you, when I first started studying this stuff, I was a messed up girl. I mean, my life was not very happy. I was miserable, an extremely negative person. And financially, I was upside down. I was going from relationship to relationship. I mean, nothing was really working. I hated the job that I was in. But I decided that these materials obviously had an understanding. They had information that I wasn't familiar with. And I decided I'm going to dedicate my life to it. And I am so glad I did, because I wouldn't even go a day without studying these materials or applying what I'm sharing with you on what you should apply and what you should do. So what I suggest, everyone that's on this call right now, get over and download that brand new ebook that we just released called Power Life Script, the Quick Start Guide. And you're going to be very glad you did. It is the one technique that I've learned that's made the biggest difference in my life. Okay, so all the questions that were submitted in advance, I have now answered. Okay, so Stephen has a great question here on the Facebook Live. So Stephen is asking the question. He says, what is the best way to identify a paradigm? I love this question. I'm just going to stand up because I'm so excited about this question. So what's the best way? There's two ways. Number one is how you're feeling, right? So you really pay attention to how you're feeling. And you'll notice it in response to a conversation that you're having or something that you see that you think you would love. I'll give you an example of this, Stephen. Let's say you're hearing this conversation right now, and I'm answering Vladimir's question about earning $1 million a month. And he was wondering, you know, if he should, thanks, Jacqueline. So Vladimir's wondering, should he set the goal of 30,000 a month, or should he set it as $1 million a month? It's like, well, what would you love, right? What would you really love? So if you're hearing these ideas of earning $1 million a month, that's what you would love. But as you're even thinking of that idea, and as you're listening to me say that, what's going on inside of you? Oh, that's not possible. Or there's no way that I could do that. Like, those are paradigms, right? So what it does is it shows you, it reveals to you, there's a paradigm there. So how you identify paradigms is by paying attention to your feelings. That's one way. And another way, an extremely effective way, is paying attention to your results. So if your results are not reflective of how you would love to be living your life, there is a challenge. If you're not earning the kind of money that you would love to be earning, there's a challenge somewhere. Very likely a paradigm. It's like the hose is crimped, right? Because there's an abundance in the universe, and this abundance is circulating all the time. You can get into that river, that stream, just as easily as anybody else does. There's a segment in Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. And Napoleon Hill talks about the big money. And find it and read it. You could probably do a search online, just search The Big Money by Napoleon Hill, and you'll find this. And he talks about when money starts to come, known as the big money, it comes in such huge quantities, you'll wonder where it's been hiding all these lean years. Well, where has it been hiding? It's not really hiding, it's out there. It's just, are you connecting to it? Are you open to receiving your share, right? That's another part of it. A lot of people think that it's greedy to have a lot of money. Like, I remember even as I was growing up, you know, my mom would I mean, that was just the mentality. I'm not criticizing her. And so what can we do about it, says Joseph. Okay, Joseph, I'm going to answer your question. So my mother would have these beliefs that if you're earning a lot of money, or somebody has a lot of money. I remember she used to see like billionaires on TV or whatever, and she'd say, oh, they got all that money. Like, she was criticizing them. It's like, so what's up with that? Like, isn't that great that they have that money? Yeah, well, they don't, you know, they should share it. You know what? It's available to everyone. Everyone it's available to. It's just, are you open to receiving, and have you claimed your share? It's like, name it and claim it. What would you love, right? Get clear on it. So how do you remedy that? The absolute best way to achieve your goals, to be living your dream life and build the paradigms that are supportive of you, is through your Power Life Script. Through your Power Life Script. So Joseph in the Joseph, there he is. Okay, I witnessed a redirection of those energies to somewhere away from me. So stop saying that. See it coming to you and through you. See yourself in abundance. See yourself living in abundance. You got to become very, very clear. Yeah, faith is important. So build it. So Joseph, there's a free download of a brand new ebook that we just released called Power Life Script. The link is there somewhere. Maybe Celine, you can type it in again for everybody so that they can all see it. Oops, for some reason, you guys can still see me on Instagram. It went all wonky here. I'm not sure what I did, but I pushed a button and I think I did something. Okay, well, it's all good. Anyways, so go and download that ebook. I think you'll be very, 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 very glad that you did. And the ebook is at powerlifescript.com, powerlifescript.com/free book, okay? powerlifescript.com/free book. So you can get it. Lost you on Instagram. Oh no. Oh no. What the heck? What did I do? Dang. What did I do? Shit. Oh, I shouldn't swear, right? Sorry. Okay, enable photo access? Sure. No, I don't want that. Okay. So, sorry. Oh my goodness, where is my little baby? It says I'm still live. Hey, yay! Okay, am I back? Celine, let me know that we're back. Okay, I got lost on Instagram there for a minute. So back here with you guys. So the whole answer to all of this is to just take some time, right? Like really invest the time. I want you to think about what is it that let's go down to some really simplistic steps because I love to distill things down to simplicity, okay? Let's just get clear on this, whether you're already into these studies or into these materials or you're not already in the studies, okay? I'm going to assume both, that you're into the study or you're not into the study. So here's what I want you to do, even if you've done some of this before, all right? Just do this for you. You're going to be glad that you did. Number one, sit down and become very clear on what you would love to be experiencing in your life. And do not allow anything, any pattern that you've experienced in the past or what you think the belief is that you can or cannot do it, or don't let anything, any old paradigm hold you back, okay? Don't let that happen. Just ignore anything that's limiting in your thinking. Become very clear. It's step number one. Become very clear on what it is that you would love. All right, every aspect of your life, what's most important in your life. Then the next thing that you do is write down, who do you need to become in order to have that life? So for example, when I made a decision that I wanted to enjoy a very happy, loving, fulfilling marriage with my significant other, and I didn't know who that would be, I decided, who did I need to become? So I was looking for a relationship with somebody who was honest, who has integrity, who likes to have fun, who is respectful, who values family, all these things. Well, in order for me to have that, I must be that. So I became very clear on what are the aspects of who do I need to become in order to live this life. For example, to have a very successful business, I need to believe that I was worthy of it. I needed to believe that I had something of value to share with the world. I need to believe that I can do it. And anything, any kind of aspect, just think of who do you need to be in order to have that. Then take it a little bit further and think, what do I need to believe in order? Like just general beliefs. For example, someone had typed in on Instagram, you have to have faith, absolutely have to have faith. And faith is a real challenge because faith in the invisible can be a real challenge. Most people say, I'll believe it when I see it. But actually the opposite works with the universal laws. You'll see it when you believe it. So you have to have that belief. So I have written in my Power Life script, I have written in there that I have absolute faith in myself and I have absolute faith in the universe. Those are two of the comments that I have. I also talk about how generous I am. I talk about how I'm giving. I talk about how I'm receiving as well. So A lot of people are really good at giving, but they're not good at receiving. So you want to write that as well, that you love receiving, you enjoy it, you appreciate it. And you can talk about the home you live in. Like the home that we live in right now is 9,200 square feet. It's a beautiful place, gorgeous backyard. There's a golf course right here behind us. And we live this extraordinary life. But before we actually bought this home, I visualized it in my mind's eye. I saw it. I felt it. I would wake up in the morning and I would see us waking up here in this beautiful home. I would see my dogs playing in the backyard, which they're doing right now, as a matter of fact. So I created a description. So I took it further from what I want, who do I need to become, what do I need to believe, and I created descriptions so that I could see myself living that life right now. And then what I did was, after I had described it all, I recorded it and I listened to it every day. That's my Power Life script, and that's what you're going to find in the book. It is a magnificent technique. It is a powerful technique. It can and has changed lives. How do I know that? It's changed mine. It's changed many of my clients, many of my friends that use it. It's totally changed your lives. Things that, like my friend Brian Proctor, attracting his soulmate into his life and to get married, to attracting his beautiful waterfront home on the Gulf of Mexico and Florida, to another client of mine who was upside down financially, turned everything right side up. She was in a bad marriage, got out of the bad marriage, got divorced. Then she met her soulmate and married him. Now she's running a 7-figure business and doing really, really well. I have another client who did this technique and he 10 times his income in a very short period of time. At first, he didn't believe it could be done. And you know what? That's okay. You don't have to believe it can be done, but you got to build the belief that it can be done. So he decided that to believe in my belief that it could be done. And therefore, he implemented what I'm teaching in this whole process of Power Life Script and 10 times his personal income. So those are just some examples. I could go on and on and on for days here with many different examples. Oh, all right. So Hal Chanel's Johansson says, I listen to my life script many times a day and I love it. Awesome. All right, great. Thank you. Did I flip the screen? Yeah, I think that's maybe what I did. Thank you. Where can I find goal cards? Oh, you know what? That's a great question. There is one of my clients actually has a website where Original Goal Card Company is the name of it. His name is Graham. And I actually have my goal card from him. I'm going to just show you. Hold on a second here. I'm sorry about my arm in front of the Instagram thingy here, but you can get gold, like nice. So you can do it like that, or just make one up. You can do it on a little card. Just a little card. But if you want a metal one, I love my metal gold card. You can certainly go to, I think it's called the Original Goal Card Company. Just Google it, you'll find it as well. All right, let's see if there's any other questions here. I think we're just about at the bottom of the, okay, so Tweena says on here, most people say break down goals in 3, 6, 12 months. Do you do this? Nope, absolutely not. Do you speak, affirm, and imagine the 12 months goal? No. I write my goals out as if they're here right now, right? So set a goal that you would love. I don't put a time date on it. I see it as now. So I even write now. I'm so happy and grateful that now I am earning. And get clear. Like I find that people are almost like scattered in their thinking, right? Well, I want this goal, then I want that goal, and that goal. The universe loves it when you're specific, get specific, and it loves the clarity and loves speed too. So I would decide right now what you would love to be earning and focus on that. It may take a year, it might take 2, it might take 10. But if it's what you really want, then get on with the work and you'll be ready to receive it and accept it. And I remember Bob Proctor saying most people overestimate what they can do in a year and underestimate what they can do in 10 years. Okay, Dorothy says, can you fall asleep, listen to your Power Life script? Does it still work? Absolutely, it still works, Dorothy. Definitely you can fall asleep. Matter of fact, I recommend that you do that because it's going right into your subconscious mind. There's no ability to reject or accept when you're asleep. So definitely put it on at night. I created a nighttime version of my Power Life script. It's a little quieter. So yes, and I actually talk about that in my course as well. So great question. Thank you for asking the question. All right. I think I have all the questions answered. Just going to make sure. Okay, we did that one as well. How do the seven laws, Sarath is saying, how do the seven law works in coordination with each other? I don't know, that'd be a whole course, I would think. They just all work. Whether they work in harmony with each other, they definitely work. John Tellerico just arrived. Hi, okay. Love the Power Life script and listen to it every day, especially when I'm doubtful or fearful. It helps me get calm again and focus on my goals. Absolutely. Okay, I'm just going to wrap up with, we just released this new ebook, so I recommend it. If you haven't gone and downloaded it, do it right now. I'd only do it if you really want to attract something new or something greater. You see, we're all about greater expansion, fuller expression. There's so much more that you can be doing and you can be enjoying in this life, in this world. It's waiting for you, but you've got to do the work. It's not hard work. It's not a lot of work. I have found the Power Life script to be the easiest thing and the most powerful thing. Why is it easy? Because once it's done, you push play, boom. Like I'm flying to LA in a couple hours, heading to the airport soon, and I have my earbuds already charged. Plus I carry the corded one as well, so that I'll listen to my Power Life script easily today. I'll listen to it a dozen times because I'll be on the plane for several hours. I got to fly to Toronto to LA. So I've got 6 hours of flying time between getting to the airport early and then waiting for the next flight and then getting to the destination. So easily I'll be listening to my Power Life script today. And I listen to my Power Life script every single day, bar none. And so I recommend get over and get that ebook. You're going to be really glad you did. Share it with everybody as well. Send people the link and let them get that ebook as well. We want to reach millions of people with this. And I see it as if it's already done. So that's it for today. I'm going to be seeing you guys again very, very soon. Oh, thanks, Celine. She wrote down what I had just said. Thank you so much. I'll be seeing you guys again soon. We're going to go to twice a week open Q&A calls starting next week. So I look forward to being back with you guys again then. All right. See you soon. Bye-bye for now.